Action! I think this is recording. Yes, it is. Excellent. Hello, me in the future. I'm making this for you. I'm going to look down. I'm going to look everywhere except the camera for this. I apologise in advance. My hands are going to do very strange things. It's going to embarrass me greatly. I'm not going to rewatch this video. I am going to take off. No, in fact, I'm not even going to take anything off. I'm literally going to take this video and I'm going to upload it to YouTube and leave it there for 6 years. And when I am 27, which is just under 6 years away, but you get the point. When I am 27, at any point, I can come back and I can rewatch this and then look at how I was then, how I am now, compared to how I am going to be in just under 6 years' time. I'm picking 27 because 27 is a good age in my head. It's not 5 years in the future, it's not 25, it's not 26, I'm kind of progressing on. And I like the number 27 because it's the date of my birthday, so meh. I've got a list below me, which was also why I'm looking down, of things to talk about. It's just a set of bullet points, just to prove. There you are, bullet points. That camera did not show that up very well. There we go. There's a light there, which is providing most of the light because it's fading outside. I watched a video of someone else looking back 5 years into the past for their video, and I decided that I'd like to do the same thing. So, let's start with the basics. Hello, I am Samuel Philip Knappett. I'm very proud of the middle name Philip. I am 21 years old. And I live in North Wales, just outside of a place called Porthmadog, and in a lovely, lovely house which I have purchased with the help of a lot of people and a lot of saving, and yeah, just I'm amazed that I'm where I am right now. This is a slightly odd time to be making a video like this, given the fact that I should acknowledge that this video is being made... Something just fallen over. This video is being made during the coronavirus pandemic. We've been in the coronavirus pandemic since March, the end of March. We didn't actually get to run any trains at work. I should probably point out, I work for the Festiniog and Welsh Highland Railway as a trainee signalling engineer, and I'm furloughed at the moment because of this coronavirus pandemic. So it is a very strange time to be making this video, but I'm going to try and make it as if it was at any other time. I'm going to talk about where I've come from, I'm going to talk about how I am now, and I might talk a little bit about, as it is for me, the future. So yeah, this video has no structure at all because I have no structure in my head, so it's very representative of my head. I'm also going to mispronounce words a lot, which you do a lot at this age, but hopefully you'll get better at that, and if you don't, oh well, which is kind of how I'm going to look at the future. Anyways, so on my list of things to keep looking down at, it says list your favourites. So list your favourites. I am a massive fan of railways, I'm a massive fan of Doctor Who, I really like other sci-fi stuff, I like a lot of history, I've been really into documentaries, I'm a sucker for the occasional love story, and I absolutely adore just the world around me. I really like walking, I really like eating lots of food. I'm quite chubby, I'm quite wide. I'm very broad-shouldered anyways, but I'm quite wide like that way as well. Hence why I'm sitting. I also pick my nose. I'm very sorry. I hope you don't pick your nose as much as I pick my nose. But yeah, you're a fan of a lot of different programs, a lot of different things. You like watching things like John Oliver's Last Week Tonight, Have I Got News For You? That's the things you're watching at the moment. You're a big fan of superhero stuff like The Flash and Legends of Tomorrow and Arrow and Supergirl and stuff like that. Stargirl's coming out at the moment. I haven't watched any of it, well, apart from a few clips. It looks really good. I hope I will go on to watch it. I don't know if I will. Be interesting if you can remember if you've watched it or not. Yeah. I don't really know what else to say about favourites. Hobby-wise, you build model railways. Literally, there's a model railway right here. I'm not going to move the camera, but there's one right here. You knit. I wonder if you still knit. I wonder if you stop knitting. I assume you probably will continue to knit. It's kind of a part of your life now that you kind of dip into. I assume you'll still have some form of model railway in 6 years' time. It's probably either it's a proper model railway or probably be packed up in a box. Like that'll be the two options. But I assume that it will still be somewhere in your life. I assume that you might still have some Lego somewhere. You haven't played with Lego for quite a while, to be fair. But then again, most of your Lego's back in London, and you're kind of trapped where you are at the moment. So, yeah. I suppose you should talk a bit about family. It's not on my list, but I suppose we should talk about them. So your family at the moment, you have a sister, little sister, Elizabeth. I wonder how Elizabeth is. She's just been accepted into Aberystwyth University, so she's going to come up and spend 3 years with you. Well, I say with you, like an hour away, but she'll be around a lot more than she has been for the last year and a half, and probably about 2.5 years by the time she actually does make it up here. But yeah, so you're going to get some time with her. Your mum and dad, I hope they're both all right. They're currently still living back in London, where you're from. They might have moved by then, who knows? They might be down the road, they might be completely other part of the country, who knows? But we'll see. I'd be interested to know. I'd be interested to know what's going on with them. And I'm also going to say, because I feel like he's kind of de facto family, Oscar, I hope you're still very, very good friends stroke brothers with Oscar. That would be really nice, simply because that's a relatively recent development in your life, and that's something that I hope continues and perpetuates. I hope that no matter how it perpetuates, I hope Oscar's all right. I hope that you know he's okay, even if you don't know him very well anymore. I hope he's okay. That's certainly in my head. I hope all your family's okay. I hope Auntie Carol's okay. I hope Nan's okay. Nan's probably not alive in 6 years' time. That's really sad. Nan's probably not alive, and you're probably crying about it, and that's fair. But remember, you had a very good time with your Nan. You love her lots. You talk to her every week, and that's really nice. So I hope that continued. What else? Your whole extended family on Dad's side, of course, and extended family on Mum's side for that matter. I hope you keep in contact with them in some way, shape or form. You've kind of started to grow apart from a lot of the extended family because you've moved away and you've kind of developed your own little family unit. Like, you've got a large family at work. You've got lots of people at work that you know. I'm not going to list them here and now because they'll be either very outdated or you will still know of them. So, yeah, I hope you think about them every once in a while. And I hope you've still got a nice family around you, from your work and from your friends and so on, that you can rely upon for when you need help. Yeah, your friends, you've got lots and lots of very nice friends. I wonder if you're still friends with Ben. Because Ben was, about 2 years ago when I first encountered Ben, I didn't think I was going to be very good friends with him. I thought it was just going to be an acquaintance I knew from chorus. There you go, that's another favourite. Chorus is a hobby of yours. You go to chorus. I hope you still go to chorus. You've been going to chorus now for 3 seasons. This was going to be your 4th season, or was it your 5th season? I can't remember. I think this is your 4th or 5th season that was going to be, but I hope you do many, many more. I hope that you get better and better and better at chorus. But yeah, Ben, I hope Ben you're still friends with him, or at least on talking terms with Ben, because yeah, that was quite a left field thing. In terms of your other friends, I hope you're friends with some people. I hope you keep in contact with some, and I hope you gain new friends where you may have lost friends, because people naturally float apart. You know, they drift apart naturally. Float apart? They drift apart. They drift apart naturally, and I just hope that you are still friends with some people. And I hope you make new friends, because you seem to be able to do that when you go to new places. You may not be in the same place. You may be meeting entirely new people, and that's great. So, yeah, on the friends front. In terms of relationships as well, I feel like that should be touched upon. You've had one serious relationship, and I say serious with like commas around them. Said serious relationship was in secondary school with, well, I don't think I need to mention who. You kind of know who I'm talking about. In fact, but yeah, you've had that relationship. So I hope by the future you might have like had some more experiences in the love world. I'm not saying you have to have had a relationship. I just mean like hopefully you will have put yourself out there a little bit. I hope you'll have the bravery to do that, and the courage, because it does take a lot, and I understand that now, that it takes a lot of courage. I probably haven't gained as much courage as I would have liked, but maybe I'll gain a bit more in the future. About a year ago, you fell very, 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 very deeply for a girl that you met on Tinder. Said girl, I hope, is not watching this, because it would be very embarrassing. But said girl does know that you fell for her. Probably she doesn't know that you fell for her quite as much as you did, but you did. And you are very fortunate that you're still friends, because she is a very, very positive force in your life, and it's just amazing, and you're so lucky to know her. Certainly that's how you feel right now. I hope you still know what happened. What you know, I hope you're still friends, or you know what happened to her, and I hope she's gotten big and famous doing doing her music. That would be really cool. That would be really cool. That as a secondary thing of like, okay, you're not friends with her anymore, but she's gotten big and famous. That would be really cool. Or if not big and famous, like really just recognised for her music, because she's really good. She's really, really good at her music, and that's not coming from love anymore. You've gotten over that. You've grown a lot though out of that whole experience. I feel that you've learned a lot from this relationship that wasn't, because you've learned how to move on from that sort of feeling. Like you've learned how to move past it and go forward, rather than just wallowing in something that isn't happening. So that's good. And you've made so many friends outside of that relationship, but like that have branched off from that relationship. You've gained a whole social life over in Pacheli, which is really good. I wonder if actually on that basis, I wonder if you've learnt Welsh. That's a question, I suppose. Have you learnt Welsh? Have you learnt another language? I hope you've learnt a bit more of another language. I understand if you haven't actually managed to learn a whole language, because it's really hard. It's taken me 21 years to get to where I am with English, and let's be honest, I don't know English fluently yet. So yeah, I'm not pressuring you to learn another language, but I'd like it if I had maybe made some more progress in that area. I'm going to look back at my list. Important questions and feelings. Yeah, that's basically what I've been spouting out, I suppose. I hope that you're happy. I really, really hope that you're happy in some way, shape or form. I don't really care what form that happiness takes. I just hope that you'll continue to be happy. And I hope you're continuing to do good in the world. I hope you're still fighting the good fight in your own little way. Because you are a little cog in a great big machine. But that little cog can do so much to turn in the right direction. You can choose to spin the right way or the wrong way. And hopefully that might magnify out if you can connect yourself with the right other cogs. And even if you make a little group of cogs turn the right way, then, hopefully that's a positive thing in the world. So I hope you're still doing that, and I hope that you occasionally can give yourself a break and understand that you are perfectly capable of doing anything you want to do, and that you are totally worth the space, the time and the effort of yourself and everybody around you, because you put so much positivity in the world right now, and I don't see that changing in the future. I just hope you see the positives of your existence as much as you see maybe the negatives. If not, you see them more. That would be the hope. Goals and aspirations. I aspire to be able to do so. These are going to get outdated really quickly. I suppose I aspire to be able to drive a diesel on the Cornish Railway. That would be nice. I aspire to get a full-time position at the Festiniog Railway. That would be nice. I hope whatever you are doing, you're doing it because you're happy doing it and you enjoy doing it, rather than you're trying to make ends meet. I hope that you've kept going with that, and I hope that whatever you are doing, whether you are making ends meet or whether you are just trying to make yourself happy, that you find joy in it. I really do. That's an aspiration. I suppose I aspire to finding the right person to settle down with romantically. That is an aspiration, I suppose. But I don't know how quickly that will happen. I maintain a belief that the right person out there, or rather I say you maintain, let's rephrase that. You currently maintain a belief, as of the recording of this video, that there is the right person out there, and that they are walking in a direction, and you're walking in a direction, and you are gonna collide at some point or another. Hopefully that collision will happen sooner rather than later, but if it hasn't happened by the time that you watch this video, that's absolutely fine, because I believe that they're still walking towards you, and you're still walking towards them, and it will just take as long as it takes, and you need to grow into the person that is gonna make them fall for you in such a big way, and they need to be the right sort of person for you to completely fall in them. Would you want to meet said person when they were 7? No, of course not. You wouldn't fall in love with them when they were 7. You might be friends with them, or you might think that they were nice, but there's no way that you would fall in love with them in the same way as if you would when you met them. And so they need to be in the right place, and you need to be in the right place. And you currently think that you've got a bit more growing to do before you can meet the right person. So yeah, that's your belief on that one. So I hope that you've met that person, but I would not be unhappy if I still had some time left to grow and to be the better person that I needed to be to become the person that they hopefully fall in love with. So that would be nice. Next thing on my list is a day in the life, which is a little bit problematic because at the moment my day in the life is quite simply I wake up, I try and find things to do around the house because I have just bought this house, so I've got things to do. I've painted the wall that's behind the camera. I've done some stuff in the garden, I've done some stuff all over the place. I will continue to do stuff, but money is a bit tight, so you can't afford everything at the moment, but you are certainly trying to do things to make this house amazing. I don't know if you'll still be living in this house in 6 years' time. I think you might be. I think there's a chance you might be, but it doesn't really matter. And then I make meals, I go for walks, I go to bed, I go to the shops sometimes, and then I go to bed, really. And I watch a lot of TV, well, I say TV, but I watch a lot of programmes at the moment because it's lockdown, there's not an awful lot more I can do. I keep socially distanced from everybody so that I don't pass on the virus to anyone, because I'm assuming I've got it. I don't know if I've got it, but I assume I have. But normally you would get up 5 days a week and go to the Festiniog and Welsh Highland Railway in Menforth Yard. You would work with your colleagues to fix and maintain and install new and replace old signalling and telecommunication stuff, and you would drink lemon squash a lot. You'd have lunch, which would be a packed lunch. You do more work. Sometimes it's sitting in a workshop working. Sometimes it's out and about. In the summertime, you would be watching trains. So around about now, we'd be watching trains puffing up and down the valley. You go to the pubs in the evening. You sometimes come home. You meet up with some friends once in a while. You talk to your family. I mean, that's what I'm doing a lot of at the moment, is I'm talking to my family a lot. And I'm really glad of that opportunity, basically, just to have the time to kind of just dedicate to calling people and just being involved with people. Yeah, that's about an average day in average day at the moment, and an average day is what it was very recently. I say very recently, it was only 2 months ago. But in the grand scheme of my life, that's not very long. I wonder how long the coronavirus is going to last as a pandemic. I wonder how long social distancing is a thing. I hope it's not that long. And I hope we look back on it and, you look back on it, and we as a nation look back on it and just think it was such a short period of time in hindsight. But at the time, it was really long. Because at the time, you're going to find it is really long. You find it right now, it's really a strain. But you've got faith that it will be better and that it will be over soon, and that you will get to see all the things you got to see before, and that the world will be different, but it will hopefully be different for the better. Okay, highlights of the year. I'm going to change that to highlights of all of the, over the last 10 years, let's say. So you've published, pardon me for the burp there, you've published 3 books. You've self-published 3 books. That means you've written and illustrated and got someone to edit down and format 3 children's books, which have been recognised by various people, not just family, people outside of that family group, as being good. That is an achievement, and you need to remember that achievement, because it was amazing that you got that done. And if you did no more, I mean, you're planning more at this point, but if you got no more done, then that is still an achievement, and you can remember that for the rest of your life, and you can keep the copies you've got for the rest of your life and just be happy that you made them. Your achievements that you've done. You've made it to Wales. You literally have made so many friends and done everything, but you've got your dream job, or almost your dream job. You've got as pretty darn close to your dream job as you could possibly hope to achieve. At this point in your career, certainly. Maybe you'll get your dream job one day, which is, I suppose in the goals and hopes and aspirations. But your dream job at this point, certainly, is to work on steam engines and to be able to be paid to operate steam engines, as well as doing the maintenance side, which you've grown to really love. And I think that maybe this is more of your dream job now because you've learnt to love it in a way that you maybe didn't see it as your dream job 5 years ago. So, to all intents and purposes, you're doing your dream job, and that's an achievement that you need to remember, because getting here was really hard. It was a long roller coaster to get through all of that stuff, through school and through college and through that gap year. You took a gap year, which was a big risk, and you got a job in that gap year. You did loads of stuff. In the last year, you've started a new job. You've done jury service, which was amazing and really depressing, but also really interesting. You've therefore commuted in London, which was not something I ever thought I'd do, but I did. I did it for 3 weeks, which is not an insignificant period of time. What else have you done in the last year? You've started a new job. You finished your training on Permanent Way. You've started a new job. You've worked at Chorus a lot. Like, you've gone through a heartbreak. You've asked a girl out, you were rejected, you got through the heartbreak, you watched as your world in that way crumbled around you, you built yourself back up, and you are now friends with that girl, and you're in such a close relationship compared to where you were maybe 6 months ago. So, you know, and you are much, much happier as a consequence. So, yeah, that's highlights of the last year, I suppose. Oh, and you got to drive number 7 around the yard last summer, which was awesome. And you got to blow the last whistle of the 2019 season as number 7 went into the shed. And Richard Foyne commented that you did quite a good job. And you've knitted a number of scarves. You're going to continue trying to knit scarves in the near future. I hope that one day you achieve those aspirations of having a proper Sharda scarf that you're comfortable with, the right length and the right sort of colours and shades that you want. That's about it for highlights, I'm afraid. There haven't been that many highlights, apart from, of course, the big one, which is that you are still here, you're still alive, and you're making this video as of this date, which is the 27th, by the way, which is also another reason, I suppose. I hadn't realised that, of course, it's the 27th of May when you've made this video. Probably the 27th of May when you've uploaded it as well, so who knows. The final thing I've got on my list is, and it is the thing I'd like to leave on, which is lessons and advice for yourself in the future. So I don't know what lessons you've got. You're going to learn lessons, you're going to learn things as you go along. The advice I'm going to give you, though, is advice that I really hope you remember, and I hope that this is all familiar to you. But if it isn't, then this is to remind you, and I'm going to actually get closer and be serious about this. You are totally amazing as a human being. You achieve so much so often that you pass over, and you need to remember that, yeah, you don't need to blow your own trumpet all the time, but you need to remember that you are as amazing as you are. You need to just recognise that you are actually pretty good as a human being, and never ever ever think that you aren't worth trying for, because you really really are. And never forget to cry, never forget to smile, never forget to take a lovely stroll once in a while in the sunshine and just be happy about it. Never forget to take some time out for yourself, and never forget to look back as well as look forward. And remember forever that you are capable of doing so much, but there is no pressure for you to do anything. Your life is your own. You can do with it what you want. Okay? And if you haven't achieved everything that you want to achieve in a given period of time, if everything I have said I'd like you to do in the future, you know, I'd like to have done by the time that I'm you in six years' time, 5.5 years' time, whatever. If you haven't achieved everything that I've wanted you to achieve, then that's okay. You are absolutely fine. And you, even if you've not done anything else, even if you've sat completely still, you're still there. And that is an achievement in and of itself. And you're just going to do amazing things. I know you're going to do amazing things because I just know it in my heart of hearts. And I'm proud of you, no matter what. I'm rooting for you. And I'm going to keep on rooting for you as much as I can. Even if someone else in your head tells me otherwise, I'm still going to root for you. Even if they're putting you down, I'm going to root for you. So with that, I say au revoir, goodbye, and hwyl fawr, which is the Welsh version, of course, and just be happy. It's hard. It's not going to be easy, but be happy because you deserve to be. Okay. I will see you in some years' time. Goodbye, mate.